Daisy Dimandz, and on this episode of Daisy Deep Dives, we are diving into the world of Dr. STEINFRANK. Dr. STEINFRANk is a AI-created evil genius slash inventor, a AI analog horror. So sit back, relax, as I tell you about the creations of Dr. STEINFRANK.
Experiment number 18. Appalachia. I need to tell you a secret. I'm nearing the end of my life and it's time to reveal that I've been releasing experiments in the Appalachian forest for almost 50 years. The citizens of the Row regions in Knoxville, Tennessee and the Appalachian mountain regions of Kentucky have reported sightings of humanoid creatures. Nobody believed them for 50 years until experiment number 3 escaped containment and wreaked havoc on a nearby town. Many of my mutated hybrid experiments have gained sentience, and it is finally time for me to tell the truth before it gets worse. You can find declassified papers of most of my research at Discovery Drive, Farmington, Connecticut. Message signed by Dr. STEINFRANK.
Is it a skinwalker? Is it a Wendigo? No, it's Dr. STEINFRANK's monstrous creations being let loose on the Appalachian Mountains. So if you hear those whistles, no you bloody didn't.
Experiment number 14, Arachnophilia. What would happen if man had offspring with arachnids, also known as spiders? The first thing that strikes you is the eerie combination of human traits entwined with arachnid features, limbs moving swiftly with an unsettling grace, eyes that penetrate deep into your being, and a profound hush enveloping the space, a stark reminder that this unnatural blend has given rise to a being far beyond our understanding. Message signed by Dr. STEINFRANK.
I'm not too sure if he's breeding a man with an arachnid or they are just creating the offspring of arachnids. Either way, kind of gross. Like, I need to know more. Does it have organs, or does it have no brain like a spider has no brain and just a muscular system?
Experiment number 12, Amanita sclerica. This unique fungus has been reported to give people 2 different special abilities. Number 1, dream catching. Ingesting the eye connects you to the subconscious realm, which allows you to explore hidden memories, receive cryptic messages, and gain insights into your own psyche. Number 2, supervision. Consuming the Amanita sclerica grants temporary heightened vision. The eye within the mushroom acts as a natural lens, allowing you to perceive details invisible to the naked eye. However, extended prolonged use can lead to obsession. The eye's allure becomes irresistible, drawing you into a trance-like state. Those who overindulge risk losing touch with reality, fixating solely on the eye's mysteries. It is a delicate balance between enlightenment and madness. Message signed by Dr. STEINFRANK.
So basically, like any psychotropic medication, usually I'm going to say magic mushrooms because this is what it kind of resembles, magic mushrooms. The effects kind of sounds like what happens to people when they take magic mushrooms, good or bad. Either enlightenment or the devil's going to rip your heart out through your kneecaps.
Experiment number 15, Mr. Scarecrow. This specimen has been created by surgically removing the face of a man and implanting the face of a scarecrow. Mr. Scarecrow has been dosed with a special serum that will completely remove his consciousness permanently. However, he has shown incredible lust in chasing young women. He has shown a dangerous will to devour his prey by any means necessary, a complete 180 from the original mission that were to protect the cornfields. The scientists at the Gene Laboratory are working tirelessly to reverse this mechanism, but it seems our attempts have fallen short. Message signed by Dr. STEINFRANK.
So basically they spliced a man and a scarecrow together, removing the man's face and attaching the scarecrow face to the man. And instead of protecting the crops, he is in fact hunting women. So he's a scarecrow serial killer. Kind of reminded me of Jeepers Creepers.
Experiment number 11, man in the wheelchair. Repeat after me. He is not real. He cannot hurt me. He is not real. He cannot hurt me. I must not look into his eyes, for he is not real. He cannot hurt me. He is not real. He cannot hurt me. Do not look into his eyes. Do not look into his eyes. Do not look into his eyes, for he is not real. He cannot hurt me. Message signed by Dr. STEINFRANK.
Well, that's just horrific. Even Dr. STEINFRANK is afraid of this creation that he has made, and apparently he is not real and cannot hurt him. But something tells me that he did actually make this abomination, and there is something wrong with it, inherently wrong. And I look forward to seeing what that is.
Experiment number 5, twin folk. These multiple sets of twins have been created by extracting living stem cells from their late mother and incubating them in a special machine specifically invented for the twin folk. These little girls can be created unlimited times by extracting the stem cells from their older preceding twin siblings. My scientists at the gene laboratory have yet to figure out how to create male twin folk. The stem cells from the late fathers are not stable enough to survive in the incubation machines. The twin folk have great potential to be adopted by infertile parents who cannot have their own children. Message signed by Dr. STEINFRANK.
So basically he's made these Children of the Corn twins, which only happen to be girls because the male is too unstable and does not survive the process. His reasoning for this is to give them to people that can't have children, which is weird. Why wouldn't you just adopt? I don't know the thought process in this. It's just bizarre.
Experiment number 1, Voidman. Created by combining dark matter manipulation and quantum state alteration. This entity is not an absence of light but a form of life that exists in 3 dimensions. It can move independently within a 3-dimensional plane. The Voidmen display several characteristics of life. They react to changes in their environment, can communicate by altering their darkness. The Voidman shape is not fixed. It can contort and expand in ways that normal shadows cannot. The creation of living shadow marks a significant advancement in the field of multidimensional biology and quantum life forms. Its unique mode of existence and reliance on light for sustenance provide new insights into potential energy manipulation and material science applications. Message signed by Dr. STEINFRANK.
Well, the Voidmen seem like something out of the Backrooms. Multi-dimensional beings that can contort into any shape that they want. Weird, can they fit through keyholes? I suppose they would be able to fit through keyholes and under doors and to get stuff that ordinarily you wouldn't be able to get. They would be brilliant thieves.
Experiment number 13, Shadow Women. These astral beings were created by capturing the shadows of human women during the night using a special device that traps their essence. Then, infuse these shadow essences with a mixture of bad intentions and twisted science to give them life and consciousness. These shadow women will be the perfect sinister companions for experiment number 1, the Voidmen, who are beings of pure darkness seeking companionship. Once they are created, the Shadow Women will serve their Voidman husbands faithfully, existing only to fulfill their darkest desires. Message signed by Dr. STEINFRANK.
Well, I hope that fulfilling the Voidman's darkest desires and serving them faithfully is consensual. I hope it is. Maybe not, I'm not too sure, but it's worded a bit weird. I think companionship is the main key feature here.
Experiment number 2, Inferno Bear. This mutant has been created by inserting a special fire-repellent serum in its saint, which made its fur highly flammable but immune to heat damage. People have attempted to extinguish the Inferno Bear using water, fire extinguishers, and even chemical suppressants, but nothing seems to work. The bear continues to burn, causing chaos and destruction wherever it roams. Message signed by Dr. STEINFRANK.
I'm sorry, what happened? I'm going to slow it down so you guys can see. What the hell is this? What the hell? A weird glitch in the Matrix. So this is Inferno Bear, and he's had some fire repellent serum shoved up his bum hole to make him perpetually on fire that can't be put out, which is a weird flex, but fair play.
Experiment number 3, Chimera. This is an evil animal humanoid hybrid, created through genetic manipulation. It possesses a muscular humanoid body with scale skin, sharp claws, and fangs. Its head combines animal and human features with glowing, piercing eyes. Fiercely territorial and intelligent, the Chimera is designed as a powerful weapon, raising ethical questions about scientific exploration and tampering with nature. Message signed by Dr. STEINFRANK.
If you guys know Greek mythology, you will know what a chimera is. It is a cross between a dragon and a lion, I believe, and it's a female. So I'm not too sure with the imagery here. It's definitely got dragon, definitely. Hasn't got lion though. But overall, yeah, fair play to Dr. STEINFRANK. Bit of a flex, bringing Greek mythology into real life.
Experiment number 4, Blockman. These individuals, with square metal heads, are very timid creatures who experience slight anxiety. Understanding the intricacies of their psychology is a fascinating aspect of my experiment. As the head scientist for Gene Laboratory, my latest experiment involves teaching them how to ride bicycles, but unfortunately, I have not achieved success thus far. The unique psychology of the Blockman is a compelling area of study, with potential implications for understanding human behavior and developing strategies to promote emotional resilience. Message signed by Dr. STEINFRANK.
So the Blockmen were created to study emotional resilience, and they have very high anxiety. So I would say that they're kind of maybe neurotic a little bit. So they're like studying them to see if they can change their behavior.
Experiment number 9, Fembox. These elegant creatures have been crafted by extracting a rib from experiment number 4, Blockman. The Fembox do not suffer from slight anxiety, although they are extremely antisocial. Psychologists and behavior scientists at the Gene Laboratory have attempted to socialize them with other Fembox, but they reject every attempt. The Fembox prefer to eat in solitude, they prefer to exercise in solitude, they even prefer to relax in solitude. This makes me ponder what has caused the introvertedness. Why do they seem to be afraid of their male counterpart, the Blockman? I guess I will never know. Message signed by Dr. STEINFRANK.
Well, this is kind of an Adam and Eve thing going on with the Blockman's rib creating the Fembox, and I don't think the Blockmen are doing well psychologically because this has happened. Of course the Fembox don't want to associate with anybody if the Blockmen are doing this to them. They've gone beyond neurotic and have started killing their female counterparts, which is deeply disturbing.
Experiment number 10, Bob. This half-snake, half-bunny hybrid is my new weapon of mass destruction. I have been hired by the authorities in New York City to help fight against the rampant rat infestation. Introducing Bob stands for bringer of beasts. This adorable apex predator has the inconspicuous cuteness of a bunny, but will strike with ferocious aggressivity like a king cobra. The scientists and I at the Gene Laboratory will release Bob in the streets of New York within the coming weeks, so keep your eyes peeled. Rats of New York City, your days are numbered. Message signed by Dr. STEINFRANK.
What can I say? Bob is adorable. I would definitely capture a Bob and domesticate it because it is so cute. But would it eat bunny food or snake food?
Experiment number 6, Maid Mer. I would like to deeply apologize for creating this abomination. The Maid Mers are the evil cousin of the mermaids. It possesses the upper body of a fish and the lower body of a human. This monstrosity feeds on a diet such as algae, plankton, pizza and beer, and will occasionally express mild aggression if the Maid Mer does not get its daily cigarette. This experiment has unfortunately been my first failed experiment and will not be repeated again. Message signed by Dr. STEINFRANK.
You thought this was a mermaid? No, mate, it's a maid mer. It's a backwards mermaid. I can see why this experiment failed. It's addicted to cigarettes, it likes drinking, it is got the body of a human and the head of a fish. You know, some people might like that the other way around rather than the mermaid. But yeah, they're pretty hideous. So I'm gonna say, yeah, fair play, Dr. STEINFRANK. This one didn't work out.
Experiment number 7, ice cream. I created this cake by extracting the eyes from the abomination that is experiment number 6. It is my birthday today, so I decided to treat myself to a little gift. The consistency of the eyes are a combination of crunchy and chewy. If you bite hard enough, the eyes will pop and you get very tasty and sweet juices in your mouth. If you care about me, I'd appreciate if you wish me a happy birthday. Message signed by Dr. STEINFRANK.
So Dr. STEINFRANK has repurposed the Made Mer eyes as yummy, cakey, sweet eyeballs that ooze sweet stuff. To be fair, I reckon I'd give these a go. I reckon they would be delicious.
Experiment number 16, refossilization. I have been allowed by the state of Arizona to use the sun and desert in my attempts at bringing back extinct species. I decided to use this barren land to dump all my failed experiments instead, but the indigenous tribes in the neighboring towns have not been satisfied by that decision. Gene Laboratory have received complaints requesting we euthanize the discarded experiments immediately. I do not care. I am doing extremely important scientific work for the human species, and I will continue researching, creating, and discarding the failed experiments alive. I do not believe in euthanizing. Message signed by Dr. STEINFRANK.
Well, this is just Dr. STEINFRANK just discarding of all his failed experiments in a place, and the locals not liking this, obviously, because there are loads of mutated, weird animal monsters running around.
Experiment number 17, Porcusolatus. The scientists at the Gene Laboratory would like to proudly present world's first flying pig. We decided to give the name Laura to the first female ever created. This genetic masterpiece took a team of 10 Johns Hopkins and 6 Harvard University alumni to accomplish. The Porcusolatus, also known as the wind pig, can weigh up to 300 pounds and has an omnivorous diet. We have planned to release a big herd of Porcusolatus and gift them to a Native American reservation in Arizona and California as a gift due to the backlash experiment number 16 caused. The doctors and scientists at the Gene Laboratory works tirelessly to continue creating stable and living experiments. Message signed by Dr. STEINFRANK.
I would love a Porcusolatus because of that old wives' saying, when pigs fly, which is obviously that's never going to happen because pigs do not fly, but this little Laura can. Adorable.
Experiment number 8, Cervid sapiens. My latest creation is a masterpiece, though I am unfortunately forced to exile them to Antarctica due to their growing hunger for human flesh. There is a worrying folktale of antler shadows going around the neighboring villages, a silhouette of the Cervid sapiens lurking in the bushes only to come out at night hunting their fellow humans, and they are reported to hunt with a strategy and silence that's unprecedented. They learned how to survive on their own after the exile, developed the skill to build ice pyramids, and in turn made it their primary domicile. As I am their creator, I am both in awe and in fear. Message signed by Dr. STEINFRANK.
Well, the Cervid sapiens look absolutely delightful, don't they? They eat humans, they hunt in packs. I suppose it's pretty much what people do to deers. Kind of like the ultimate Uno reverse.
So there you go, guys. That is the weird and wonderful world of Dr. STEINFRANK. I will link them below, the TikTok that I found them on, so you can go have a look for yourselves. If you like this, don't forget to like and subscribe because it does help me out a lot. It helps me out more than you know, and it shares me to more like-minded people like yourselves. I hope you guys have a good time, and I'll see you next time. Bye!